Now, beta, here, first is your cornea.
Yeah.
Okay, the cornea. Cornea is the front part of the eye. Okay, and it is made up of what? Transparent substance, and it is building outward direction that you have already said it, right? So whenever light is coming from the object enters in always to the eye via by our cornea. Clear hai? What I said? Whenever light comes from an object, always enters into eyes via by my cornea.
Cornea.
Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Clear? So it is made up of what? Transparent substance. If the question asks it is how it is made up of, it is made up of transparent substance. Fine. Now,
Okay.
just behind the cornea, we are having what? Iris. This is your iris. So iris is behind the cornea, which controls the size of the pupil. This is the pupil. When you are sleeping, when you woke up in the morning or when you woke up in the mid of the night, turn on the light, then your pupil, what? It starts shrinking because it can't able to handle so much of light. And when you are in the dark, that time if you want to see the image, if image is not clear, you want to see it very nicely, then your pupil automatically expands. Clear?
Okay.
That's why iris is just behind the cornea. Sorry, iris is just behind the cornea, which controls the size of the pupil.
Pupil.
Okay, what is pupil here? You can see pupil is also here. Pupil is just the hole in the middle of the iris, which is called the pupil of the eye, and it looks black because no light can reflect through it. Sometimes it's black, for someone it's golden, right? Someone is for golden green. It depends upon the person to person. Is this
Okay.
clear? Any doubt, Peter?
Yeah. No, ma'am.
No, very good. Have you written all these points?
Yeah.
Very good. Now, next. So if I will say by which of the thing that the color of the eyes depends, it depends upon our pupil.
Okay.
Fine. Now the next part. So there is no light. Now the eye lens is also here. Right? This is your eye lens. So eye lens is what? Is our convex lens. Remember this point very nicely. Eye lens is the convex lens. Question asked, which type of lens is there in our eye? Convex or concave? Most of the kids are having this problem. So this is your what? Convex lens. Okay, so eye lens is a what? Convex lens made up of our soft and flexible material like a jelly made protein. Okay, that's the reason in our eyes we are having lots of proteins. That's the reason proteins is very helpful in our body. So it's a focal length is how much can be changed by action of ciliary muscles. Okay, what I said? Focal length. You know, wherever there is a lens, there will be focal length. There will be center of curvature, right? So here also our eyes is also having a convex lens. So there must be focal length, and that focal length is being controlled by our ciliary muscles. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, if our pupil will increase its length, then a lot of lights are enter. Lots of lights wants to enter, right? If it is shrink, it doesn't allow to enter lot of lights. So obviously, focal length will change according to the lights. Now there is a retina is also there. This is the screen. of image. Retina is what? Screen of image, which is formed in our eyes. So retina is a very delicate membrane. You can see here, this is a what? Delicate membrane. Okay, this is a very delicate membrane having a large amount of light sensitive cells, which is known as what? Rods and cones. These are what? Our light sensitive cells. Understood? This is very
Yeah.
important asking the question. What are rods and cones? What are the sensitive cells which is present in retina? So the answer is rods and cones. Clear? Now after there is a space between your cornea as well as you can say eyelids. You can see here between cornea and eyelids, we are having a very large amount of space is here. Here there's a space. This is actually I made it in the whole circle. That's why I've told you that here space is there. Right? That is known as what your aqueous humor. That space is filled with viscous liquid. Okay? Here is the space is there. I told you now the Bitu that if I delete it, the whole circle will delete. That's why. Here
Yeah.
there is a space. Here there is a space. If you see in your book, here there is a space. So that space is known as what your aqueous humor. Okay. That space is between your cornea and eyelids, which is filled with our viscous liquid. Okay, what do you mean by the word viscous liquid? Viscous means just like your honey. If you compare honey and water, water will flow very easily. Honey will not flow very easily. Yes or no? It takes time to flow. Correct or not? Advida, yes or no, beta?
Yeah, ma'am.
Huh? So honey is a what? Honey is a viscous liquid. Okay. Whereas water is not so viscous. Water is a non-viscous liquid. So the viscous you will study in class 11th grade that which doesn't able to flow easily. That is known as what? Viscous liquid. Okay. Now
Okay.
the at the space between eyelids and retina. Okay. Right now we have said about what is aqueous humor is the space. This is a aqueous humor is what? Space
Space
between
between
cornea and eyelids, right? And the space between eyelids and retina, okay? Eyelids and retina, the space is which is there is also filled with another liquid which is known as what? Vitreous humor. It's complete. This is filled with vitreous humor. Clear? So what is vitreous humor? Space between eyelids and retina. Clear?
yeah. Ma'am,
Hmm?
ma'am, can I go get a jacket to wear? I'm feeling cold.
Yeah, sure. Go, beta. Now, working of an eye. See, light rays always enters from any of the object. It enters from the eye, right? And who allows to enter the eye? That is our pupil. From the cornea, the light always goes to the pupil, na? Correct? And finally goes
Yeah.
to the eye lens. So the light rays coming from the object kept in front of us enter the pupil of the eye and falls into the eye lens. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Then this eye lens is helps to our below to convex lens. It will what? It will converge the light. It will, here suppose this is your light. I'm checking this blue. Suppose this is your light. Okay, I'm taking very deep. Okay, these are all light. Now enter into the islands. Islands will do what? It will make a converge all the rays at a small spots. Wherever, anywhere in the aqueous humor, it converge. Converge means what? Joining all the rays. Right, Alvida?
Yeah, ma'am.
Mhm. So when it converts all the rays of light, produces a what? It convex lens image is how what? Real and inverted image.
Yeah,
So this image is formed where? This image is formed in the retina,
yeah.
where we are having rods and cones to frame the image. Rods and cones are what? These are the light sensitive,
Sensitive cells.
light sensitive cells. So these helps to form an image. Okay, so when the retina has a large number of light sensitive cells, so when the image falls on the retina, then these light sensitive gets what? Becomes activated and produces. Our brain is also having a what? Electrical signals. This also works in the electrical signals that I have taught you so many times. Correct? That's the reason it starts producing what? Electrical signals. It's electrical signals. And that signals is gone via by my optic nerve. So the retina sends these signals to the brain via by optic nerve and then gives a sense of vision. Clear hai beta? And that vision is always formed on the retina that is inverted, but our mind always interpret and form the image upside, not up here. The image is forming how? Upside down. But our brain, when the signal has gone to our brain, then it converts the image in upside right. That's why we can see this is all are straight. Understood? Advita, understood?
Yeah, ma'am.
Now here I have written blind spot also. What do you mean by the word blind spot? Blind spot is that small region where optic nerve enters the eyeball in insensitive to light.
Ma'am, I
Understood
didn't
what is
understand blind spot.
blind spot? Wait a sec, I'm just writing it down. Blind spot is that small region where the optic nerve enters the eyeball, is insensitive to light. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is the main role of iris and pupil? Come back to this one. What is the main role of iris and pupil? Come on, say it fast, Peter.
What is the
Function of
hmm?
iris and my pupil.
Iris controls the size of the pupil,
Hmm.
and the color of our eyes depends on the pupil.
Very good. And what is the role of pupil?
Uh,
Hmm.
it's a hole in our eyes
Hole.
through which the light
Hmm.
passes through.
Acha. Hmm.
Yeah,
What will happen if the amount of light received by the eye is greater?
the pupil expands.
Just now I taught you, bacha. Write it down in your notebook.
Yeah.
If lots of light enter into my iris, then the pupil shrinks.
The pupil?
Okay? Shrinks, contract, small.
Oh.
Whenever you, if you want, you can do the practical on your sister, brother, whatever. Take a torchlight and put it on the eye, in front of the eyes. Automatically, the pupil starts shrinking. And when less amount of light is there, then the pupil expands. Why so? Because if your tummy is totally full, then also if I give you, you will say, what? No, I don't want it. Similarly, if lights are too much, then the pupil will say, what? I don't want to take so much of light. That's why it starts shrinking. If you
Okay.
are hungry, if you have less amount of food, then you will eat all the stuffs. Similarly, if less amount of light is given to the pupil, then Lord, whatever the amount of light it has been taken, it wants everything. So that it is expands. Clear?
Mm. Yeah, ma'am.
Very good. Now, defects of vision and their correction. What is morphia? Sorry, myopia.
Myopia is a defect where the person can see nearby objects but not far off objects.
Very good. Very good. And causes of myopia? Causes of myopia?
Um, Causes of myopia. Um, uh, I forgot. Larger eyeball. Oh,
Very good. Larger eyeball.
oh.
Then,
Larger eyeball and
due
mm,
to high converging power of the lens. Okay.
okay.
Causes will be what? Causes of, write it down. Causes of myopia is what? Our high converging power of eye lens. And the second that you have said that due to eyeball being too large. Correct? So how you will
Yeah.
draw the diagram? How you will draw the diagram? If this is your eye like this, right? This is your pupil. So the rays of light when enters into the pupil, it will converge, right? On the retina. Correct? But the image here is the retina. Okay, so here is the image. Here the image has formed. Why? Because eyeball has become too much bigger, right? So image is formed in front of the retina.
Okay.
Okay, but it is has some distance from the retina. It has not touched the retina. Clear?
Yeah.
Understood? So how to correct it? You should have to wear the specs, which is made up of what? Concave lens, not
Lens.
convex. This
Yeah.
is very, very important point. Concave lens. For myopia, we should have to use what? Concave lens. Okay. So why we use concave lens? To reduce the converging power of the eye. If we reduce it, obviously the light will converge into the our retina. And the retina will give the signal to our brain. Which type of signal? Electrical signal. And then our brain interpret. That means it will convert, and then our brain starts seeing all the stuffs. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Very good. Now next. Next is your what?
Um, hypermetropia. No.
Hanji.
Yeah.
Hypermetropia. Hypermetropia. Before that, I want to give you one question. Try to do this question. The far, wait a second. Come on, start doing it. This is not, power is not there, so forget about the power. Now we will study about the focal length, okay? Because for power, we have to find out the focal length. So this is not so correct. This is wrong. What is given here? The far point of a myopic person is 80 centimeter. So image distance is how much? Minus 80 centimeter, right? Yes or no? V is what? What is the formula of F? 1 upon F is equals to 1 upon V minus 1 upon U. Right? We are going in, our light is coming in this direction. Yes or no?
Yeah, ma'am.
And Advita, our light is going in this direction. Okay? Here object, light is going in this direction. Object is swimming in the opposite side here somewhere. Light is going straight. So if we go opposite to the light, obviously it will become what? Minus. Yes, that is the rule that I have explained you also, that if the image, if the light is going in this direction, if we are also going, our V is in the opposite side, in the same direction, then it is positive. But if V is or F is or U is creating in the opposite side, then it will become what? Negative. Okay, so because of that reason here, image distance means what? Your V. So V becomes what? Negative, right? So
Yeah.
V is minus 80. And here object distance is very far away, somewhere, I don't know where. Suppose if you want to see your bed in from your bedroom, from your dining room. So distance is what? Too much far away. So object distance is, that is your
It's
U.
at
What? Yes, inserted.
infinity.
Yes. And infinity means what? Zero,
Yeah.
right? It's infinity. It means zero. So what will the value of f? So 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u. F is equals to 1 upon 1 upon V is what? Minus 80 minus 1 upon 0. That is 0. Forget about it. So this is totally 0 here. So F will become how much? Minus 1 upon 80 is equals to 1 upon F. So F is equals to minus of 80 centimeter.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear?
Yeah.
Fine. Good. Now goes to the next question. Next is your what? Hyper.
Metropia.
Correct. Hypermetropia.